Hello, everyone. John Trumbull here, Power Blue Sports, bringing you gameplay of Red Ice Hockey. Just getting myself situated here. Hopefully, you saw the first video, which outlines the cards and the score sheet, timing. If you buy a season, I think it's probably before 93. Some of the older seasons will come in an envelope like this. But if you buy a more current season, it has more teams. I actually went with a box, which looks nicer, holds the cards better, and will preserve your cards for longer. So, okay, we're going to set up a game here. And let me get my pen. And we'll do, we'll just call this a test game. The road team today will be Carolina Hurricanes. And they come in with a 47, 30, and 5 record. Their assist number is 65. Their shootout number is 9. And their SRS is a 0.40. I'm using an older score sheet here, so we'll just go with Carolina. And they'll be facing the Boston Bruins. So we'll scratch Boston in as the home team. Their assist number is 60. Their shootout number is 25. And their SRS is minus 0.57. I did this on purpose. The difference between the two is 0.97. So Carolina will get the SRS advantage for the extra goal or the wave-off goal. As you can see, Red Ice has a lot more dice to be used. You can actually use the 3d6 twice if there's a power play. Since I've got the tray here and they're all self-contained, I tend to go all at once, with the exception of the 2d10, which will be used for goals. But we'll go ahead and pick our starting goalies for the game. Carolina Hurricanes will read red and then blue, so 46. So 46 on Carolina. For the goalie would be Pyotr Kochakov. And excuse my butchering of the names. Kochakov. So he'll be behind net. And for the Boston Bruins, got two options. 82, the backup goalie, Korpisalo, will be between the pipes. There are no goalie ratings per se. They're kind of baked into how well the team overall performs. For the most part, the save percentage is within 3-5% of each other. So there are a few things that are left out of this game to keep it a quick play game instead of a full play game. But it has just about all the elements you need in a hockey game. And I'm going to do all the dice at one time. And we're going to start out with Carolina. And Carolina, we're going to go on the, we're going to do the red for the full strength. Power play will be the smaller white dice. So defense 10. So they'll go to Boston's defensive column on their card. A 10 is a dash line, which means no goal. Shots on goal is a 7. So no matter if it's offense or defense, the shots on goal are always read off the card of the team that has the current segment, which in this case is Carolina. So 7 is 2 shots on goal. Keep the running tally there. And since there's no power play, then we'll continue on to Boston's possession. And Boston rolls and offense 10. Offense, so they go on their offense card, look at 10, and it's a dash. Shots on goal is 6, which is 1. So segment score 0, shots on goal 1, and we are scoreless after 5 minutes of play. Carolina again. With the possession, they roll an offense 11. An offense 11 is no goal. Shots on goal is 10. They got 4 shots on goal, so a little bit more pressure on the Boston Bruins defense as they get warmed up. They're up to 6 shots on goal. And Boston with a defense 9. Defense 9 is an extra goal. So even though an extra goal is rolled, Boston is not the higher SRS team. So they do not get to use that extra goal opportunity roll. So it'll just be counted as a no goal. Shots on goal, roll of 10 is 3. So we are still scoreless halfway through the first period. No power plays have come up yet. Typically, or 12s or above will result in a power play. Offense 13. Speaking of which, Carolina offense 13 is a power play opportunity. So the power play opportunity, we're going to go over to the power play columns. And with this in mind, you got to be open-minded about this. This does not necessarily mean that Carolina is on the power play. Boston could be on the power play because Carolina has an opportunity to score a shorthanded goal. So all these goals are going to be what Carolina scores. The stats that are given, you can only either score a shorthanded goal or allow a shorthanded goal. So if we were on the defensive side of Boston, they would have allowed a shorthanded goal. But since we're on offense, if the result is a shorthanded goal, that implies that the Boston Bruins had the power play and Carolina scored the shorthanded goal. So with that in mind, the power play roll is 8. So we look on the offensive side at number 8, and there you go, a power play goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. They get a segment score of 1. Shots on goal is 8, which is 3 plus 1 for the goal, so they get 4. So they go up 1-0 on the Boston Bruins. Like I said, the Carolina, the better team, had 23 more points during the regular season. And Boston with an offense 16. Offense 16 is a power play opportunity. Their power play roll is 8, and that results in no goal during the power play opportunity. So no team took advantage. And their shots on goal is 8, which is 3. So we're almost through the first period. Carolina leading 1-0. Offense 11 for Carolina, and that results in no goal. Shot on goal 7, which is a 2. And they finished the period with 12 shots on goal. Boston, chance to tie it up here before the period ends. They roll a defense 13. They go on Carolina's defensive column on the full strength chart. 13 as a power play opportunity. They stay on Carolina's to read the result for the power play, which is a 5. Power play on defense for 5 results in no goal. Shots on goal is 5. That's right off of Boston since they are owning the segment right now. So that's 1 shot on goal. And at the end of the first period, Carolina leads 1-0. And they're also up 4 shots on goal, 12-8. As we start the second period. Offense 9 for Carolina. That is an extra goal again. Okay, so Carolina's got the extra goal. So what we're going to do is the result of this extra goal. They are the better team. They get the roll 2d6. If it is a 4 to 6, it is a goal. And it is a 6. So Carolina lights the lamp. And they score a goal. Now, if they did not score a goal on that, they still have the opportunity to use that extra goal for the remainder of the game. As long as until a goal is scored using this or taken away with an opponent's goal accompanied by a roll of 4 to 6, that they get to keep using it. But this has been used. The goal has been scored on the extra goal. So any other opportunities to use it is null and void for the remainder of the game. We'll roll again for shots on goal. It is a 7, so that's 2 plus 1 is 3. And Carolina goes up 2-0. The home crowd at Boston starting to grumble a little bit here as they remain scoreless. Defense 11. So going Carolina's card, defense 11 is no goal. Shots on goal is 8, which is 3. So Carolina defense holding strong, allowing 2.8 goals against per game. Their sixth segment, as we reach the halfway point in the game, is defense 11. Look at the Boston's card. Defense 11 is no goal. Shots on goal is 7, which is 2. And they're up to 17 shots on goal. And let's see if Boston can get back in it here. It's by no means over. Offense 7. So Boston's offense 7 is no goal. And 8 would have been a goal, but no goal for Boston. 5 on the roll for the shots on goal, which is 1. So they're down 17-12. And we go past the 10-minute mark of the second period. Offense 13 for Carolina is a power play opportunity. Their power play roll is 4, and that is a goal. Power play goal for Carolina. That's their second one. Now, I forgot to do the timing of the people, so let's catch up on that here. We're going to do a segment score of 1. We'll do the shots on goal first. That's 4 is 1 plus 1 is 2. So they are now up 3-0 with 19 shots on goal. So let's go to the individual scoring for. Let's see here. They scored their first goal in segment 3. So we'll go to the segment 3 sheet for the timing. Well, let's see who got the goal first. So we'll get our 2D10 out for Carolina. And it, oh my God, it's a 99. We'll give it to the first one, Mikko Rantanen. Probably would be his only action during the game. First period. And let's see, we'll do the times. We'll do the times after. Let's see if they got 2 assists. So we'll go red blue. It's a 50, which is lower than a 65, so they will get 2 assists. First assist will go to 4, which will be Sebastian Aho. And the second assist will be 45. That'll be Jordan Staal. So the second goal that was scored, 05, that'll be Seth Jarvis. And that was scored in the second period. And 13, so there will be 2 assists. The first one is 11, which will be Martin Necas. And the second assists will go to 72, which will be Eric Robinson. And the third goal will be also period 2, scored by the roll of 86, Dmitry Orlov. and 96. So they're only going to be red 9, 69. It's higher than 65, so there's only going to be one assist. And the roll of 61 will give it to Jordan Martinook. Okay, so now we'll roll for the time. So we're going to do a D6 and two D10s, or 2 D10s. So 4, if you go to the first digit, is 1, and then we'll go red blue on that. So 161 is 1240 of the first period. That's the only goal scored in the first period, so we don't have to worry about timing on that one. The second goal scored was a 142. So this will be off the, actually, I take that back. 1240 was 160. So I read the wrong segment chart. So it was segment, no, I was right. It was segment 3. Okay, so we're going to segment 5. So we've got a 142, which is actually a 042, which is 42 seconds into the second period. And the time of the third goal scored would be a 464. So that's a 164, which comes out to 244 of the second period. So that's how you do the timing of the goals and also the assignment of the goals and assists. Pretty spread out. No one's gotten 2 points yet out of the 8 players involved with points so far for Carolina. So let's go to segment 7 for the Bruins and see if they can get on the board here. Offense 16. Offense 16 is a power play opportunity. That roll is 7. 7, yes, Boston rolls a power play goal. 7 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So they light the lamp, and they're up now, or down now 3-1. Shots on goal is 19-15. So let's see who got that goal for the Bruins. 68 would be Justin Brazeau. So we'll go to the home goals. And we'll write in Brazeau, period 2. And I'll do the time after they do the assists. Their assist number 60. 20 is a good for 2 assists. The first one, 53, goes to Morgan Geekie. And the second assist goes to 12, David Pastrnak. And the roll for the time, we are now in segment 7, so we're going to go to the segment 7 chart. And the roll is a 5:07, which is a 2:07. 2:07 is 13:27, which is after the 2:44, so no need to roll again in period number 2. Any other goals scored during segment 8 will have to be after the 13:27 mark. Okay, so the Boston Bruins fans have something to cheer about here. Let's see if they can hold Carolina and get back in the game some more. They roll an offense 13. And that's a power play opportunity with a roll of 5. So power play 5. Nope. Just between the pipes. Or hitting the pipes here. Between 4 and 6 would have been a power play goal, but nothing doing for them. A roll of 7 is 2 shots on goal. At the end of the second period, they have 3 goals and 21 shots on goal. And Boston rolls a defense 13. Defense 13 is a power play opportunity. Power play dice roll is 9. So they stand Carolina's cards. Defense in the power play 9 is no goal. Shots on goal is 9. Still right off of Boston's cards since they own the possession, and it's 9, which is 3. So they are still down 3-1 at the end of 2. And down the shots on goal, 21-18. Shots on goal will matter for the losing team at the end of the game. We'll go over that here when we get to it. Carolina starting off the third period after a refreshing intermission. Offense, 6. Goal! Yes, again. A refreshing intermission it was. They got their sea legs about them, and they went out there and put one between the pipes for a goal. Shots on goal is 4 plus 1 is 5. That's the most number of shots on goal they've had in any segment of the game so far. And they have scored their 4th goal. Let's see who scored it for the Hurricanes. 65 is Jordan Staal, who has already had an assist in the game. And we are in segment 9, so we are into the third period. And the timing chart, we're going to use the segment 9 chart, which is the same as segment 1 and 5. It is a 6-6-0 or a 2-6-0. So 2-6-0 would be 4:20 of the third period. And let's roll for the assists. 62 is just higher than 60, so they'll only get 1 assist. 64 will be Charlie McAvoy. If you roll the same person who scored the goal, you roll again. Can't be the same person. All right. So, just when Boston fans thought they had a chance to cheer, Carolina squelched that in a hurry as they opened up the third period. Boston Bruins roll a defense 8, so the defense of Carolina with an 8 is a goal. So Carolina's defense allows a goal to Boston, puts it back to a 2-goal disadvantage or advantage for them. And let's see who scored. Let's see, shots on goal is 8, so that's 4. Let's see, they had 5, so that's 26 for them. 2 goals running for them, 4 shots on goal to make it 22. And for Boston, 74 would be Cole Kepi. And that is period 3. And we're going to keep on the segment 9 chart. It's got to be after 4:20. The roll is 5:02, which will be a 2:02, which is 3:22, which is before 4:20. So let's roll again. We're going to keep the 5 because it has to be at a 2. 2:19 is 3:39. Nope. Let's see here. 4:20. 4:20. So we got to roll for a high number here. 65 is 4:25. There we go. 4:25 of the third period. So just 5 seconds after Carolina went up in the lead, Boston battles back to keep it at a 2-goal game. 3 segments to go. Carolina rolls an offense 9. Offense 9 is an extra goal, but since they've already used it, it counts as a no goal. And 6 for 2 shots on goal. So Boston, a chance to bring it within 1. They roll a defense 10 on Boston's defensive chart. Nothing. 9 for shots on goal, which is 3. So they're down 28-25 shots on goal and down 4-2. Let's see if Carolina can pull away here. Boston fans on the edge of their seat. And we got an offense 12 for Carolina. Offense 12 is a power play opportunity. And the power play roll is a 14 on the offense. And, almost a shorthanded goal, but no. Time runs out. In the power play, no goal is scored. Shots on goal for Carolina will be 1. And they'll give them 29. So, Boston, 11th segment of the game. Defense, 11. They'll look on the card of Carolina. Defense 11 is no goal. 10 gives them 3 shots on goal. It's 4-2, and they are down 29-28 shots on goal. Carolina's in the lead, so they will roll their segment as normal. They roll an offense 15. Offense 15 is a power play opportunity with a roll of 14, and that results in no goal. They had a power play 14 last time as well. So shots on goal is 10, so that'll be 4. So they got 4 goals and 33 shots on goal. Now, Boston is down 2 goals. They are down, so they will roll for the empty net possibility. So I'm going to see if I can show the card here. The empty net section here has a number under the word empty, which here is 84. So if I roll 2d10, if I roll an 84 or less, then we have to use the empty net rules. If it's above 84, then they have to roll the regular segment. And the roll is a 13, so they will use the empty net. Okay. If you notice, each team has 2 columns on their empty net card. The WI for with an empty net, and AG, which is against an empty net. The team with the most number of shots on goal after a segment 11, which is Carolina by 1, will get to decide which column they will use for the empty net opportunity for Boston. So, if we go on here, Boston is playing with an empty net, so they will use these 2 columns, this column right here, the first one. Carolina is playing against an empty net, so they will be using this column here. Now, if you notice, Boston's score is a 9. That's a 9% chance versus Carolina allowing empty net goals on 11% of their empty net opportunities. And since Carolina has the advantage, they're going to want to pick the lower percentage of the numbers between that 9 on the with column for Boston and 11 on the against column for Carolina. So 9 and 63 will be the number. So what will happen here is I'm going to roll. If it's a 0 to 9, Boston has scored an empty net goal. If it's a 10 to 63, then the Hurricanes, that means they have allowed a goal with an empty net, and Carolina will score the goal, and the game will be over. The empty net situation will have ended. So let's roll here. Red first, and it's a 45, which is between the 9 and 63. Actually, yeah, add to 63 because you got 63%. So it would actually be 9 to 72. That still falls within it. So Carolina will score the empty net goal after Boston pulls it being down 2. So on the score sheet here, we're going to do empty net. The empty net roll was, I believe it was like 20. It was below 84. And then the results, let's see here, the roll on there, yes. So we got it positive for an empty net. The roll was 45, and then we have an opponent empty net goal, OEG. So that means that's actually given to Carolina. So the only thing you really can do, so they still have no goals for Boston on that last segment. Let's roll for their shots on goal. Since even though they didn't score an empty net, they could have had possession of the goal for a little bit of time and gotten a couple shots on goal off, and looks like they got 1. So they finished with 29. So we're going to add a shot on goal for Carolina. So we're going to cross that out and give them 5 and 34 for the game. And we're going to give them a goal here. And the game will finish with Carolina winning by a score 5-2. Now, if Boston had scored that empty net goal with that number of 9, what would happen is they would have the opportunity to score a second empty net goal. And that did happen in the playoffs just a couple weeks ago with, the name of the team escapes me, but there was a playoff team that did score 2 empty net goals. So what we would do is we would take that number of 9 that was originally determined, we would cut that in half. And if it's an even odd number like it is, we drop the remainder. So it actually would go down to a 4. So a 0 to 4 would score an empty net, and then that 63 remains intact. So you add that 63, so it would be up to a 67 would be the opponent's scoring on the empty net. So if Boston scored, if the number was 0 to 4, they would score a second empty net. And then if they wanted to attempt a third attempt, depending on what the score was, that 2 gets cut in half to a 4. So as soon as they fail to score an empty net goal or allow it to the other team, that empty net opportunity comes to an end for that segment. And either the game was over if they were the home team, if it was the last possession, or if they were the road team, the other team would still get to play out their last segment of the game. So the empty net rules are probably going to be the hardest to keep track of, but once you get the grasp of it, after you play a few times, you'll get the hang of it. And the extra goal is another thing. But the extra goal is a one-time thing. It's only for the team that has an SRS advantage of +9 or 0.9 or higher. They can use it when they roll an XG on the number 9 line. And with that, they have to roll a 4, 5, or 6. Or if the other team scores a goal, the better team can roll a 4, 5, or 6 and wave off, have the referee wave that goal off. So there you have it. There is the gameplay for Red Ice Hockey. I will be having a sale through Memorial Day in commemoration of the game's release, plus the digital to DiceCon. So if you do want to order a box set with me and have me send you out the printed cards, then the prices will be 10% off on everything purchased. So I'll be heading out tomorrow morning to Connecticut. Looking forward to meeting everyone, and I will be there as this video is playing. I'm going to probably have it set to go out around noontime Eastern. So thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, feel free to let me know. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.